as 3 crianças que ouviram a tua voz, mas tão grande a esperança que deixaste entre nós. Oh, o mundo quer a tua paz. Oh, Nossa Senhora de Fátima.
Ah, sexta-feira abençoada, muito bem acompanhada hoje, gente. Sejam todos muito bem-vindos nessa Conversa Raízes de Fátima. Hoje com um tema mais do que especial. Hoje a nossa conversa é com a mãe do Carlo Acutis. Este quase santo, né, Carla? Será canonizado agora este domingo. Quase. Uma conversa inspiradora, maravilhosa para você que está assim mais distante da fé, que precisa, né, fortalecer internamente. Temos uma conversa inspiradora, maravilhosa. E ainda por cima, hoje eu tenho o privilégio de apresentá-la com a Carla. Ah, Carla, já tínhamos todos saudades de você. Já fala.
Não sei.
Sim, que alegria ter você aqui com a gente hoje, Carla.
Muito, muito obrigada. Também é uma alegria enorme estar aqui. Mas o que passou, passou, já foi lá atrás, já fez 15 dias ontem, já não se fala mais do assunto.
Exatamente, até mesmo porque a gente tem tanta coisa boa para falar hoje, né?
Exatamente.
Essa nossa conversa, Carla, conta para o pessoal lá de casa. Gente, como ela não teve aqui nas 2 últimas, agora eu vou abusar um pouco dela. Carla.
Ora, então nós vamos confessar às pessoas que já tínhamos esta surpresa, desta conversa guardada há muito tempo, mas estávamos à espera da altura certa. Já esteve programada, já esteve nas nossas agendas no dia X, conversa com a mãe do Carlo Acutis, só que aconteceu algo que nós também não queríamos que tivesse acontecido, que foi a morte do Papa Francisco. Por isso a canonização do Carlo foi adiada e, consequentemente, nós adiamos a transmissão desta conversa. Há uma surpresa nisto, é que eu e a Eliana quase não falamos nesta conversa. Porque não é todos os dias que se fala com a mãe de um santo. Não é todos os dias que se fala com alguém. Eu acho, não sei, arrisco-me a dizer que se calhar, se não são os primeiros pais a assistir à canonização de um filho, não devem ser muitos mais.
Por acaso, é verdade, né? E canonização ainda, né?
Exatamente. Não deve, se não são os únicos, não devem haver muitos mais. Por isso, deixamos a Dona Antónia falar.
Exato, abrimos o espaço para ela. E depois o seguinte, né, Carla, que é tudo tão bonito, eu tenho certeza que vocês aí em casa vão se emocionar também. Um santo muito jovem, que faleceu de repente, que deixa-nos um exemplo, um testemunho de amor, de fé em Deus, algo assim muito tocante, extremamente tocante. Ela fez partilhas conosco aqui, que, olha, foi difícil nós aguentarmos aqui, não abrir o fontanário, como diz a Carla.
Exatamente. Porque... Olha, e convido quem nunca procurou o site do Carlo sobre os milagres eucarísticos do mundo inteiro. É muito, muito interessante. E também é muito interessante perceber que o Carlo foi a Fátima, não porque tivesse vindo a Portugal para ir diretamente a Fátima, mas para ir a Santarém, à Igreja do Milagre Eucarístico. E aqui fica também uma sugestão para quem nunca foi, faz favor. Temos muita gente ligada à história de Fátima, ligada à Igreja do Milagre Eucarístico, e um dia destes lançamos assim no ar. Eliana, posso dizer uma coisa?
Pode.
Fica prometido, o próximo passo vai ser conseguir uma conversa com alguém sobre o milagre eucarístico de Santarém. Não te parece bem?
Muito bem, muito bom, muito bom. Até mesmo porque o Carlos veio investigar isso aqui, né? Eu tenho inclusive uma foto, eu vou partilhar aqui de qualquer forma com vocês, uma foto dele aqui em Fátima, tão jovem, não é? Tão querido, e falamos nisso, inclusive, na conversa, né? Os pastorinhos também tão jovens, ou seja, não é uma questão de idade, não é, Carla? É uma questão de compromisso. E a forma com que a mãe dele comenta conosco e fala como ele priorizava Deus na vida dele é muito tocante. Por isso, vocês que estão chegando agora, façam aqui um gosto, um like nas nossas redes sociais para vocês sempre receberem as nossas informações. E ainda dá tempo, chamem pessoas que também precisam ser tocadas por esse amor. Mandem a conversa, partilhem, porque é muito especial, realmente. É uma alegria e uma bênção termos agora um santo da era digital, porque é tão diferente, né, Carla, esses santos agora que temos fotos, como também dos pastorinhos.
Exato. Temos fotos, temos vídeos. Há um vídeo interessantíssimo dele que, segundo se consta, a mãe só soube depois dele ter partido, que ele tinha feito aquele vídeo em que ele assumia que iria partir brevemente, mas não o diz com um ar triste. Se calhar qualquer um de nós soubesse que morria dali a pouco tempo, íamos andar aqui a bater a cabeça nas paredes, como se diz lá no Norte, não é? Mas ele não, ele está felicíssimo, podemos dizer isso. Não porque vai partir, mas porque vai para junto de Deus.
Bom, nós temos esse exemplo aqui muito forte nos pastorinhos, na vida de tantos santos, não é? Nesta certeza, não é? Da vida eterna. E, gente, uma conversa muito bonita. Fiquem, convidem as pessoas, mandem para as pessoas que vocês sabem que também precisam de um momento de fé, de inspiração, que vale a pena, vale a pena. Ai, Carla, e a gente ficava aqui muito mais tempo, mas acho que o pessoal lá em casa também quer ouvir a mãe do Carlos, né? Só fazendo aqui um inteiramento aqui para vocês que estão aí em casa. O Carlos nasceu em 91 e faleceu em 2006. Um detalhe interessante, faleceu no dia 12 de outubro, que se comemora no Brasil o dia da Nossa Senhora de Aparecida, Conceição de Aparecida, não é?
E que no dia a seguir se comemora o milagre do sol de Nossa Senhora de Fátima.
É verdade, o milagre do sol. E depois, o primeiro milagre da beatificação dele também foi no Brasil, não é? Por isso, é um santo muito amado. Santo quer dizer, a gente já presume, né? É um quase santo muito amado no Brasil também. Muito amado.
Olha que eu tenho a certeza que ele já é santo há muito, só ainda não tem o título.
É verdade. Concordo, Carla, concordo. Bom, vamos lá, e agora não podemos deixar de mandar um beijinho para quem nos acompanha aqui.
Exato, mas antes disso, deixa-me só dizer uma coisa, antes que não se esqueça, é que a conversa é em inglês, porque a mãe do Carlo não fala português e nós não falamos italiano, porque é a língua que ela fala. É em inglês, mas tem tradução, tem legenda.
Exato, tem legenda. Fizemos aqui o nosso melhor aqui na legenda, que não é algo que nós dominamos, mas com muito carinho aqui para vocês. E ainda, antes de falar das pessoas que aqui, escrevam aqui que a gente vai falar o nome de vocês, convidar mais uma vez o pessoal aqui todo para o nosso evento no dia 20 de setembro, né, Carla?
Exatamente, convém não esquecer, já falta assim por caixinho.
Presencial e online. Vão lá no nosso site que está passando aqui embaixo, raizesdefatima.pt. Nas experiências, lá está o nosso evento maravilhoso sobre a história da vida dos pastorinhos. Vamos ter aqui, olha, convidados fantásticos. Não percam, 20 de setembro, anotem na agenda, online e presencial, mas tem que se inscrever, por isso corram lá que as vagas são limitadas. Bom, antes de passarmos aqui a mãe do Carlo Acutis, a nossa gratidão aqui a quem nos acompanha, não é? A Arlete, a Mena, a Graça, Maria José Cota, Isabel Correia, Hugo Henriques. Nossa, Elquior, será isso?
Pois, se calhar deve ser.
E a todos os tímidos lá de casa também. Sejam todos bem-vindos. Passem, partilhem essa conversa que vale a pena, vale a pena. Estamos num momento assim, todos unidos em oração, milhares de pessoas em Roma para assistir essa canonização no domingo, né, Carla?
A gente também até ia, mas fica-nos assim um bocadinho fora de mão.
Já tem gente lá no mundo inteiro aguardando. Então vamos lá, partir aqui para essa conversa. Gente, muito bom ter a Carla aqui com a gente de novo, né? Vamos lá, Carla, então, passar essa conversa tão assim, nessa data tão especial aqui para todas as pessoas do mundo, né? Muitas que estão aguardando ansiosamente por essa canonização do Carlo Acutis.
E para a
Mariana,
semana estamos cá outra vez.
Como?
E para a semana estamos cá outra vez.
Claro, sexta-feira que vem temos encontro marcado aqui com mais uma conversa muito interessante, mais uma convidada espetacular. Aguardem, sejam todos bem-vindos. Vamos lá partilhar então essa conversa, como nós falamos, pré-gravada, mas muito especial. Deixem aqui os comentários que a gente vai colocar a conversa, mas nós estamos aqui, seguimos aqui. Mrs. Antonia, thank you very, very much for accepting our invitation. It's an honor for us to have you here and this Roots of Fatima conversation, talking about this young man so loved all around the world, Carlo Acutis, your son. So I would like to ask you to tell us a little bit about the childhood of Carlo Acutis, how he was as a child to start.
He was very, he was a very good child, very advanced in everything. I was always saying that Carlo was running before time, because he was so speedy in his first word. He said the first word when he was 3 months. Then 5 months he started to speak, and it was quite, everything was accelerated in a certain way. And this, of course, was for Carlo an advantage. In fact, when he was 4 years old, he started to read and to write a little bit. And of course, also his faith was quite, in advanced. Consider that he did his first Holy Communion when he was 7 years old, and because of his maturity, he could do just because of the preparation he had. And this preparation was because he read a lot of books of saints. It was very, he loved very much the apparition of Fatima, the Virgin Mary in Fatima, and the stories of the shepherds. And also, he was a very, since he was 4 years old, let's say 3 years old, he started to be very attracted to the churches, the cross of Jesus. He used to enter inside the church. He wanted to enter always while we were walking, or when we were, for example, doing some walking in the park. He used to take flowers to bring to the Holy Virgins. So this attitude that Carlo had since he was a small child, but especially what it was a characteristic sign of Carlo was the generosity, the obedience, the humility, and the obedience he had. He was really a fantastic child. I never had to say something to Carlo, do this, do that, because he was always very, very faithful to his duties. And especially in Carlo, there was this, this sentiment of wanted always to improve, to become, to be always more close to Jesus. When he did his first Holy Communion, he wrote in his computer to be always close to Jesus. This is my my life goal, So you can imagine, and this was really moved Carlo to all of his life, this sentiment. And Carlo, since he did his first Holy Communion, used to go to Mass each day and to do Eucharistic adoration either before or after Mass. It was everything that Carlo used to do was with Jesus, through Jesus, and in Jesus. So all his life, even if it was a normal life of a child of his age, but it was always with this presence of God. And the meeting with Jesus through the Eucharistic, the Mass, the daily Mass, was the most important things for Carlo. Because, for example, let's say we did sometimes some trip around Europe, etc. And the first worry of Carlo was to find the closest church to the hotel where we were going to do, where we were staying, in order to not to lose the possibility to attend the mass. So this is just to tell you how was Carlo. And of course, this closeness to Jesus opened Carlo's heart also towards the other people. We were living in Milano, in the center. Unfortunately, there are a lot of beggars because Milano is a difficult town. So, and especially close to our house, under the roof of the church or the park. I mean, there were all these beggars sleeping in the paper, no. And I mean, Carlo, when he passed among these people, he inquired himself, no, and he organized himself as a sort of caritas, domestic caritas. So he used to bring sometimes hot meal, hot water, and blankets to cover, and things to sleep on the ground, or to give, for example, paper in which it was written where to go to eat, charity, place where you could eat, you could do a shower, you could take dresses, because there were also a lot of foreigners people, and some of these people didn't know how to move or what to do, no. And Carlo was really, I mean, very open to this situation. Also, with not only with this beggar, but also with foreigner people coming from other continent. And in fact, when he died at his funeral, there were so many people that many people had to remain outside the church. And among these people, I saw a lot of people coming from India, Nepal, and I said to myself, I asked myself, well, how could Carlo know so many people? So I discovered that Carlo was a friend of all these people, because when he used to go around in where we were living, our building, he used to say hello to the porter. Maybe they were people from Philippines or from India, etc. And he became friends, because for Carlo, each person was a word. So each person was important. He didn't do any difference between rich, poor, or if you were coming, or religions, because for Carlo, the human being was important. He used to see Jesus in all the face of Jesus in all these people. And he used to help his classmates when they had problems with the homework, or, for example, handicapped people, old people. I mean, he was very active in the field of charity. You know, I mean, he had also served in the where Mother Teresa of Calcutta, when you feel you serve meals not to the poor. So he also had this for a period. Did this. I mean, when he could, do something, he was very ready to do. And of course, he was, because he started to do catechism, help catechist when he was 11 years old, the date he did his confirmation sacrament. And from there, he started to do catechism. So before, he was just an help for the catechist, and then he became also catechist. And this is the reason why he did this exhibition, the Appeal of the Virgin Mary, International Eucharistic Miracle Exhibition, Hell, Purgatory and Heaven, Angels and Demons, because, of course, Carlo realized the situation of the aridity that people had towards faith, towards God. So he wanted to help to increase, this love for God, to understand that there is an afterlife. It's not a stories or a fantasy. There really exists an afterlife world that we are, everybody of us is called to go to heaven. And that there is also the risk to lose your soul because hell is a reality. So one has not to lose time in life. I used to say each minute that passes is a minute left. We have to be close to Jesus, to become saint. So Carlo had a real conscience about the importance of time, passing not to waste time in things that God doesn't love. So, for example, just to tell you a practical things, now we have all these video games, things, in internet. So Carlo had received the PlayStation as a present from a parents. So, I mean, he didn't, he liked, for example, some of game of cars racing, or Super Mario is called one of the game. Is a little puppet that has to go up and down, passing through a lot of obstacles, but nothing of... But you see, he realized that he read that in the United States, there were many young people that had to go to hospital because of the excess of gaming with these things. And so he realized the risk to become a slave of these games, of internet, so he decided by himself, so just to tell you how he was mature, that no, I will be, just 1 hour a week. I won't game more than 1 hour a week. And this is something that, he was very, for the age he had, it was 8 years old, he was quite, you could trust him, because really he was saying something, and then he used to do. And also with the video games, he realized by himself that it was dangerous for his freedom, because a lot of people become slaves of this instrument, and it's a problem. It's a problem because, as we said before, time is a gift, It was created from God, because God is outside time, but he created for us time, space and time. And we have to sanctify this time we have. And Jesus showed us through his life that was very short, 33 years. But he glorified each second of his life. It was a glorification of God. So this is what we should imitate, But unfortunately, we lose time in many things, that are not important for our salvation, for our eternal life. And it's important to become aware of this, because most of the people is like sleeping, And also young people today risk really to be absorbed so much from this Facebook, social network, etc., that really they risk also to live not the real life, but to enter inside the virtual life and not to understand, and to create a false world. So this is probably one of the reasons why Pope Francis said about Carlo, quoted Carlo in the Christus Vivi document after the Synod of the Youth, addressing Carlo as an example for people or young people all over the world, for the fact that how he was able to use these modern technologies to spread the good novel, to do the good, for good things, how he was moderated, these exhibitions he did that are going around the world. For example, the exhibition about the Eucharistic miracle came also in Fatima for the centenary. They asked from the sanctuary for the centenary of San Francisco Marto. And he was very Eucharistic, Francisco, and Carlo was already had already died. It was in a year after he died, and this I saw this as a sign of the closeness that Carlo had with the shepherd of Fatima, and he had many signs when he was alive. First of all, he had this sign of the Virgin of Fatima who put his heart on the heart of Carlo. And this was very motivated very much Carlo. In fact, Carlo had a big devotion to the Immaculate Heart of Mary, and they used to do always consecration, no? To the Immaculate Heart, not only to the Immaculate Heart, but also to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. And of course, he used to pray the rosary each day, and he did also this exhibition, the Appeal of the Virgin Mary, because Carlo used to say that there are so many apparitions that were also authorized from the church. And through the centuries, because we have fantastic apparition. For example, there is one in Italy where the Virgin Mary helped a pregnant woman to deliver the child. Incredible, no? Can you imagine? The Virgin Mary appeared and helped this woman. It's incredible. And then there was these trees of flowers that even if it's winter, it always flourish these special flowers. And so all these fantastic apparition we have are the one authorized from the church. Of course, Fatima is one of the most important, like Lourdes, Fatima. Carlo used to be very sad about the fact that people don't hear the appeal of the Virgin Mary, because the Virgin Mary always saying the same things, do sacrifice, penance, things about the eternal life, so many appeals, and nobody seems to be interested in this, no? The most important thing of the last century was the apparition of Fatima, in my opinion. They should speak more, they should follow more the examples, what the Virgin Mary asked to do. I met sometimes many people say, I am a very devoted of the Fatima, and then they don't know, for example, the prayers of the angel, no, by heart. They should know, because the angel asked for the prayer, no, the reparation to the Blessed Sacrament, and they never speak and they never pray these prayers, no. So it's strange, because the eternity in Fatima, we have the eternity came in the infinitive, came in the definitive word, no? So it's really a big sign that God wanted to give us, and we don't follow, no? And so Carlo was really, sorry and worried, because he had a special mystical, how you say, conscience about the drums of the horror of the hell. And Carlo really felt these things, and especially the words that the Virgin Mary in Fatima in the 1917 said, the 19th of August, in the apparition, no? Many souls go to hell because nobody prays and do sacrifice for them. And this really was something that marks his heart, no? And like a sort of, sign that creating Carlo, first of all, I feel of being guilty always not to pray enough, to do sacrifice for sinners, no? And really was something that touched very much Carlo. So for this reason, Carlo was very much following all this spirituality. and also the example of the shepherds, because of course they're giant of the spirit. Let's think about Jacinta. I mean, she really is a giant of spirituality. And Carlo used to, to how you say, to cry when he was thinking about these little shepherds that used to fast for all the day with the sun 40 degrees that were, I mean, Carlo really was touched from these examples. And of course, with this limitation, because Carlo was aware of being a sinner like everybody, unfortunately. But the shepherd really gave luminous examples of sainthood, of, strength, fortitude, And so Carlo was really, and because also of the apparition of the angel in 1916 to the shepherds, that ask reparation because many people insult the Blessed Sacrament, don't adore it, don't do the right reverence that we should give to God, who is among us in the Blessed Sacrament with his real presence. And Carlo was really touched also from this. In fact, he used to do Eucharistic adoration either before or after the Mass each day. And they used to do reparation, also to ask, and he used to say also that in front of the Son, one became dumb, but in front of the Blessed Sacrament, one became holy, no? Because being in front of Jesus in the Eucharist, hidden, like the shepherd used to say, no? Jesus hides in the Blessed Sacrament. The light of this light that we don't see with the eyes, but it really exists, enter inside us and help us to see the dust, that little dust, like in a dark room when a ray of light enters, and in the shadow you see the little piece of dust, And it's the same when you do Eucharistic adoration. Really, Jesus helps you to see what is wrong in you, to see what is the dust you have, and that you are not able even to understand that you have dust, because it's difficult to understand the faults, what we have that doesn't go well, It's not so easy, because, there are immediate things, but sometimes we don't realize what is wrong with us. And really, Eucharistic adoration used to say, Carlo, help us really to modify, to clean this dust, to become holier and holier and holier. And also through Eucharistic adoration, let's think about Moses when he was in front of a burning bush in the mountain, there was the presence of God. He couldn't see God, but he saw this burning bush, and he transfigurates, he enlightened himself. And this is what happened also to us when we do Eucharistic adoration. And we also can intercede, ask graces, like Moses was interceding for the people of Israel that were fighting against the Amalekite people. And when he was praying, Israel won. When he was stopped to pray, Israel always had defeated, So this is to say what is in the importance of praying in front of the Blessed Sacrament, asking graces. And Carlo was really aware about this. And really his spirituality was very much Eucharistic. He used to say, the Eucharist is my highway to heaven. And really, the Eucharist was the highway to heaven. Really, Carlo was aware about the fact that each time you do the Eucharist, you take the Eucharist, God transforms you. You are not anymore the same person, even if, the priest is not that celebrate the Mass is not so saint, or even if we are not so, so passionate towards God. But the Blessed Sacrament, Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament always act. And even if we don't realize how, he always changed something inside us, And Carlo was saying that it was very important to receive the Blessed Sacrament in the proper way, because let's consider, I used to say this paragon is a metaphor. Now, when you go to in a desert, you are thirsty, no? You don't find water. Suddenly it appears a source of fresh water. And if you are with a very small recipient, you can take some water, but very few, no? But if you have a big ton, you can take a lot of water. So this is the way we should, is a comparison to say when we receive the Blessed Sacrament, how we should be, you know? We should be open to this Blessed Sacrament. We should really be open our hearts, doing an effort with our will, because our will can make the difference, no? If our will, we orient the will towards God, and this will give us really a chance to grow in the virtues, to grow in these virtues, and to grow in this love, no, toward God. Then Carlo was also saying that in the Blessed Sacrament, we know that Jesus, because the Gospel of St. John, the Apostle, say to us that Jesus is love, no? When we receive the host, the Holy Host, we receive the source of love, because we receive Jesus, which is the source of love, which is love. And when we receive this source of love, God help us to increase this capacity of loving God and loving our neighbors. And this is the goal of our life, because to become saint, Jesus tells us why you became saint, because to love God overall and to love our neighbor like ourselves. So in order to increase the capacity of love, we really need to do an effort. We really need to nourish ourselves with the Blessed Sacrament. Really, Jesus help us. And consider also other things that Carlo was always stressing. We are not only soul, but we are also chair, no? So our cell, our DNA, our blood, when we receive the Blessed Sacrament, why Jesus choose this bread and the wine? Because we are done with materials. So also our cells, everything inside us is transfigured with the Blessed Sacrament, because enter in our blood, in our circulation in our heart, in our cell, in our DNA. And also our body is transfigured, is sanctified. So it's very, very important, the Eucharist. It really is the source of sainthood. And the Fatima is very, very much Eucharistic apparition, because first of all, the children, before the apparition of the Virgin Mary, they saw the angel who gave and asked for reparation against the Blessed Sacrament.
Can I share a picture? I have a picture of him here in Fatima, just to share. Yes, here where the angel appeared to the three little shepherds. Yeah.
Yes, no, this is in fact, he seems to say, follow Fatima, what the worst.
How old he was when
he was 14 years old.
14? Oh, okay.
13. One year before the same year he died, probably. So yes, it was in February 2006. And then he died in October 2006. So it was the last trip we did to Fatima. And so it was very important, as we were saying, Fatima is very Eucharistic. The Virgin Mary asked for reparation. And then also Irma Lucia was always speaking about the first Saturday that you have to do the Holy Communion, you have to in order to reparate against also the insult towards the Immaculate Heart of Mary. But the insult towards the Immaculate Heart of Mary are the insult toward the Blessed Sacrament, because she was the first tabernacle no, which is the tabernacle of God, the ideal tabernacle of God, no. And of course, doing this insult and against the Immaculate Heart is like to do the insult against the heart of Jesus, no? I don't know if you have in mind the special apparition we had in 1830 in Rue du Bac in Paris, and where the Virgin Mary gave the special medal, the medal
Miracles,
of the,
yes.
the miracle. And if you see behind, there is a cross, and there are the two hearts of Mary and Jesus connected to the cross, no? So this means the importance of the role of Mary, no? I mean, it's not yet a dogma, but I hope in future will become, she's a co-redeemer, no? Of because she participated in this passion. She's so connected to the Sacred Heart of Jesus, to the cross, no? And so it's very important also. And Fatima really is for the Eucharist is incredible. And then consider that Carlo died in 2006, but after the death of Carlo, Jesus did some special Eucharistic miracles where the host became chair that was analyzed and was a part of the heart, like the one in Lanciano in the 700th century. That was analyzed from commission of the OMS, the special commission of the World Istituto Nazionale Mondiale della Sanità. It's very, very important, these miracles, because really Jesus what show us that the host is his heart, no? Because the heart is the symbol of the totality of the person, is the symbol of love, and Jesus is love. And so in many Eucharistic miracles after the death of Carlo, 2006 in Tixtla, which is in Mexico, it was all these miracles were authorized from the church and from the scientific, had the support of the scientists who, of course, helped to understand that it was really impossible, no? It was really miracles, these things. And we had another one in Sokółka in 2008, another Eucharistic miracle in 2013 in Legnica in Poland. I mean, all these miracles show the host transforming chair that was a piece of the heart. Like the one also in 1996, when in Buenos Aires, where Pope Francis was cardinal, and he was the one who asked for the scientists to analyze this host that had transformed in chair. And incredibly,
Mrs. Antonia, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but
yes,
we are running out of time. And
yes,
before you finish, I would have so much to comment. This maturity of Carlo is something amazing. But I would like to ask you,
yes,
as a mother, what
yes,
would you recommend to the mothers that are listening to us? Because I'm sure that everything that Carlo did is also because you are a family of faith. So what would you recommend to the mothers that are listening to us?
what I recommend. The problem is that children is like a little tree, no? And if you the tree leave the tree growing a little bit distorted, no? The problem is that the tree grows and then it will never be right, no? So the same things happen with our children. If we never speak about our faith, we never pray with our children. Since they are 3 years old, 4 years old, they should start, parents, to pray. They should start to speak about Jesus, the Holy Virgin, the saint, the examples, the Holy Scripture. They should read the Holy Scripture. They should read the life of the saint. And unfortunately, many parents don't lose time to spend to to help children to grow, no, in this love for Jesus and for heaven. And consider that Irma Lucia was loved very much doing catechism, no? She always recommend to do catechism to children. And in the period that she was in the Dorothea sister, she did for a period catechism. She enjoyed so much, and she also said that the biggest problems that the devil will do is against family. So the big attack today is to the family, because family are a little bit like the Trinity life. No, we should be, each family should be a sort of like a mirror of this Trinity life, no? Where love should be in, and the prayers, etc. And unfortunately, this it's a problem. Why? Because we don't spend time with children. We leave children in front of the TV alone, the internet, etc. There are so many risks today: the drugs, the pornography, all these rubbish things that are around, and we should instead spend much more time to speak about our children, to show also a different world. And also the most important thing is to be witness to ourselves. We should be the first witness of the faith.
And Carla, she has something to ask. Very interesting. So
I'm listening you, and I think, and I want to know what your mother heart feels where your little boy is so mature, so he imports only the others is important, the to your son. You understand me? What your mother heart feels.
Yeah, because he was very young when he started to help the poor people, as we were talking about.
Of course, I was very proud, because of course in our family, also when I was younger, it was very important for me, the value of generosity, thinking about other people. So to have a son that was so generous, so helpful towards the others, especially the weaker people, for me it was a sign of how Carlo was special, how Carlo was really an example, especially in a society with Milano, in which the children and the younger people are very much projected only in gaining money, becoming the most famous person, etc. To have Carlo was belonging to a family that had no financial problem, with a lot of means, and he could be like the others. But instead, he was, if I wanted to buy him a pair of shoes, two pair of shoes, he wanted only one, because he said that we waste money. There are a lot of people without anything to think about also the others. It was really special, especially in our society, as I was saying, in which young people seems to be so, they want the last model of the iPhone, or the last model of the shirt, and this and that, and Carlo really was the contrary. He used to say that all are born original, many dies as photocopies. And the problem is that our society sometimes seems to prefer photocopies instead of the real things, And so Carlo really was in this sense, and of course I'm proud, but I don't have any merits, because of course it is Carlo's art. It's Carlo. I know a lot of people who have very faithful parents, but the children are not, are the contrary. So doesn't mean that to have a family that you will be the same, no? I mean, we try to give a good example, but Carlo was by his own, really was special.
How many children do you have?
I have, after the Carlo died, after 4 years, he was a lonely child. I had twins, Francesca and Michele, and they're very good. They're and hopefully they're also very, devout. And so I hope that also when they will grow, now that I 11, they will follow. They will have a very beautiful path of sainthood. And of course, the risk always is behind us, because it's a society with a lot of bad examples. But I hope that having a special brothers, they will probably are, they have to, they receive much, and they have to give to God much, no? So, they have a bigger responsibility, but we pray, and for the moment I'm happy how they behave, and they have very big faith as well, and very devout. So for the moment I cannot say anything.
But we said to our kids, we have an angel in heaven, a guard angel. Your son and your daughter have a saint.
No, of course, they have other saints, will be the brothers. Luckily, Francesca, for example, like Giacinta, Santa Gemma Galgani, Santa Teresa de Lisieux, Saint Bernadette, like Michele, for example, San John Bosco, Curato d'Ar. So, they have also different saints. Of course, they have a big devotion also of the guardian angel. And like Carlo used to pray, always ask help to the guardian angel. And you know that the more you pray these angels, the guardian angels, the more they give you sign. Of course, Carlo used to pray a lot. And so he had a very big relation with the guardian angel, because, of course, of his faith and the fact that he used to pray very often. So the problem that the children should pray more the guardian angel, and the more they will pray, the more the guardian angel will give them sign, help them, etc.
Wow. So beautiful. And the whole family praying together, as you were telling us. So I think also this faith in the family, as we understand that you are very aware of what happened here at the apparitions of Fatima. So I think that is something that is very present in the family, in all of you. Is that right?
We have a big devotion to Fatima. I must say that I was grown in a like family. I didn't attend Mass with my family. My first Holy Communion, I did because I was attending a Catholic school. I used to live in the center of Rome. And so I was not so devout. When I got married, probably I attended Mass only 3 times: the first communion, the confirmation, and the marriage. But after, I am always saying that Carlo was a sort of savior for me, because when Carlo born, as I said, he was very anticipating everything, and he used to ask me question, very special question, deep question about faith. And because I had grown, my father was a publisher, so culture was very important. I used to meet always, writers, journalists, and the culture was very important in my family. And I was so ignorant about faith matter, And and this was really something very shaming for me, because with the sun so bright, so that you used to do questions so elevated question, and I didn't know how to answer. So then I had the premature death of my father, who died at 57 years old. And this situation, the death of my father, and this child that was asking me, created me a sort of problem. And so what happens that I started to do my faith path, no? And I always say that Carlo was my, in a certain way, was my teacher, my master. It's a little bit the difference. But of course, with Carlo, I did my path. That was many, many years ago. And he helped me very much in this path. And I discovered the real presence of God in the sacraments, because I was a little bit Protestant with mentality, Protestant mentality. So when I understood these things really inside me, and I started my conversion, that I always say that I will finish in purgatory because I'm not saint. But anyway, I started my faith life. And I have to say thank you to Carlo, because he was the one who really was fundamental for me. So in case there are families that are not so religious, don't lose hope, because also for you, you have a chance.
Your example gives us so many hope.
Yes, and actually an inspiration, Carla, for all of us, actually, not only for the young people, but for all of us, the way that he lived his life, the way that he understood the precious of each minute. And it's not how to live each minute. That's something amazing, very inspiring, just like the trillion.
I think the difference about Carlo and the little shepherd is only Carlo is not in the apparitions, but all the life in the actuality. I think he is the fourth shepherd.
No, probably no. You are very kind, but the shepherd really are fantastic. No, Carlo really loved Fatima and loved the shepherd. So, in my opinion, there is a big connection, and especially this Eucharistic exhibition that is going all over the world. Consider that in the United States, it was guested from more than 10,000 parishes, and the United States Catholic parishes are 26 million, only to 26 miles. Is not so big, you know. But it's really make understand that is a God project. In my opinion, there is this big connection also to Fatima because of the Eucharist. So I am convinced that is a unique design. And Carlo entered inside this design of that God wants the Eucharist to be more loved, to be a bigger awareness for Catholic of today's about the importance of having God with his real presence among us in the Blessed Sacrament. So in my opinion, it's a unique design, no? And so this is the reason why I see this connection with Fatima, because Fatima is quite is so Eucharistic apparition. It's incredible. So it's really, and it's a really apocalyptic apparition, in my opinion. There is no possible comparison between Fatima and all the other apparitions, because in Fatima, all our dogma are confirmed, no? The existence of hell, purgatory, heaven, and the sacraments, and the penance, and the rosary, and the Holy Trinity. It's incredible. I mean, just looking at Fatima is like to say there is all our faith is summarized in Fatima apparition. And then I wanted to tell you something. There is in the website, if you write in Google Carlo Acutis Fatima, cartone animato. There is a cartoon that we produce because Carlo liked very much Fatima. We did as a sort of presents for Carlo. Now I'm hoping that they will translate in many languages. And this cartoon is faithful to all the apparition of Fatima, what the Virgin Mary said, what also the angel, the shepherd, and also shows also a little bit of the apparition of Irma Lucia when she was in the already nuns. So if you want to watch, it's gratis, it's in internet. You can write Carlo Acutis, cartone animato Fatima. And in my opinion is, I ask also I gave to the Irma Lucia Angela Coelho, which was the postulator of the shepherd, and she liked, and she gave me also some documents for the speech, the original speech. So in case you want to see, this is something that is in internet. And there are also many Eucharistic miracles cartoons as well. We did, and you can find in Fatima in internet. I wanted to say last things. You can also find a video documentary that the Pope did the Vatican about the last Eucharistic miracles, in which they speak also about the Eucharistic exhibition of Carlo. And it's very well done. It's for more adult people, but really there are the scientists who speak and teach. And if you like, you can ask the link to my secretary, and she can send you in Portuguese language.
Okay.
I just found this cartoon. It's a video, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very interesting. We are going to share it here with the people that are
Unfortunately, it's in Italian, but you can understand in my opinion.
Okay.
Sometimes I tell to the Italians, capisco però non parlo.
Anche io comprendo, ma non falo
Okay, we are going to share this social media of Carlo Acutis, and for us it was an honor. Yeah, Carla.
Yeah.
Very, very important. Carlo is someone that gave us, all of us, not only the young people, so much to inspire, to think about, and in so many different themes. It's amazing, and I'm really honored that you came here and shared that with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you to your programs, what you do for the church and for people. Thank you very much for your work.
And I really hope to see you here in Fatima. Where you?
Yes.
Fatima?
No, I would like to come. I mean, I'm programming to come, so hopefully I will come soon. The last time I was in 2019. I came in Fatima during the Easter period. I went to visit also Irma Angela and the sister in Fatima. Hopefully, if everything will go well, we will try to come. Important thing is that the pandemic is. But let's see. Let's hope that soon we will have an improvement. So.
Okay, so we are waiting for you.
Make a prayer for us, please. Make a prayer
to
Mary for us, for Carlos the canonization, and I pray for you and for all your followers. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much, and I hope to see you very soon. We are here in Fatima waiting for your visit. Thank you.
Great. Thank you to everybody.
Bye.
In union of pray. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.